Welcome back. Hello. We're going to continue today with our Ascendants series. So far we've done Aries Ascendant and Taurus Ascendant. Today we're discussing Gemini Ascendant. If you remember, I do sidereal zodiac, which is roughly 24 degrees behind the tropical Western zodiac, in order to know whether or not you are a Gemini Ascendant or somebody you like or a family member that you want to know about. Please download for free an app called Cosmic Insight. Put your details in and it will produce you a chart. Then you know whether or not you are Gemini Ascendant. Okay, so starting with Gemini Ascendant. Gemini is the third sign of the zodiac. Clearly what's happening is in Aries you're born, second house Taurus you start sort of like interacting with the family, third house now you become brave because you have to communicate by talking to people, and also if you have siblings you have to put effort in and actually get some courage because they might be taking your toys and things. So generally, just gives you a little bit of idea what, in terms of zodiac. Gemini Ascendants, Gemini is an air sign, it's a movable sign, and it's ruled by Mercury. Mercury also rules the fourth house for Gemini Ascendant as well. Gemini is all about interacting. It's almost like a business type of sign as well, where people interact with one another, wheel and deal. It's an intelligent sign. Gemini rules all communication, whether it's fax, scan, social media, emails, telephones. All of those, the internet is all ruled by Mercury and Gemini. Mercury who rules Gemini. And basically these people want to, it's a friendly sign because obviously Mercury also rules friendships. It's very much like wants to get to know people, interact with people, have a network of friends, hobbies, and it's a sign that basically Geminis are very much into interacting with the world. That's what their aim is really, and they are very good at being jack of all trades. Whether or not they are master of all or none depends on the condition of their Mercury. And obviously the sign, the Gemini sign, if it's got any malefic or issues there. Mercury rules their first house and their fourth house. So fourth house is mum and also happiness, feeling secure. So again, depending on the condition of Mercury, you know how confident, happy, emotionally satisfied individuals. So actually a relationship with their mum very much holds their key to their happiness, and also happiness for themselves and happiness with mother is key to everything, and they feel very secure and homely and people. Second house is Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon anyway, who is the significator for mother. So it could be that their mum, depending on the condition of the moon, has either got lots of assets or hasn't got any assets. So they're because also it's a moon waxes and wanes as well, as it's a changeable sign, movable sign, Cancer. So their income can be up and down. But also these people, they find that if they're financially secure, they feel much more confident and happy, so bearing that in mind. Third house is ruled by the sun, it's Leo. So their speech can be quite direct, they could be quite good speakers, they could be very factual, very clear. They speak like a leader. And as a result of Sun ruling their third house, they're very brave. They put a lot of hard work and effort. They're very consistent in what, how they deal with things. Fourth house, we've already touched on that it's Virgo, it's ruled by Mercury, and it can also signify that their mum is very good at small detail. They're quite calculating. They're some of those people that if they sign a contract, they want to know all the details. So when does their money goes out? When they're very, very good at that. And but it could be a critical mum as well. So bear that in mind. But again, it depends on the condition of the moon and Mercury. Fifth house is ruled by Venus. It's Libra. And Venus also rules their 12th house, which is how, so fifth house is house of creativity, children, the arts, and also investments. And 12th house is house of loss, expenditure, faraway lands. So through their kids, they could have some losses, and they could also be very creative with their children. They get a lot of happiness with their children, and also because their fifth house is Libra and balance, they look at having a balanced relationship with their kids. Their kids' happiness, I guess, in a sense, means a huge amount to them. So they want to have a very close relationship with their children, and whilst the children are growing up, I guess they're trying to sort of introduce their kids a lot of arts, a lot of networks, how to compromise with other people. Now, also because obviously Venus rules their 12th house of losses as well, sometimes through investments they can have losses. So they have to be careful with that. 6th house and 11th house, they're both owned by Mars. Mars is not a very good planet for a Gemini Ascendant because Mercury and Mars are not friendly towards each other, so they could have very, very highly strong and argumentative enemies. At work, they could actually find that they have got competition at work, and people will undermine them a little bit, so they have very strong, they have to be aware of that. But they will be very, very good at daily routine, getting themselves sorted to work, getting the chores done. They will be very systematic about it. But as I said, obviously 6th house of Scorpio being ruled by Mars and being 6th house of enemies. It could also be that because they also rule the 11th house of networks and big groups of friends, sometimes some of those enemies are their friends, so they have to be careful how they choose their friends. And also because Scorpio is the 8th natural sign of the zodiac, they could have some secret enemies as well, and it's quite calculating, stab in the back kind of enemies as well. So protect yourself. You know how to do protection, get that down, because it's a difficult one. But we all have things like that. No ascendant has it easy all the way. They will always be good and bad. Then the 7th house and the 10th house are ruled by Jupiter. So Sagittarius 7th house and their 10th house of career. So they could have, unfortunately, Gemini Ascendants, also Virgo Ascendants, they always find there's a kind of a clash there between their ideals and their partner's ideals, because Gemini are a little bit like chit-chatty, get the gossip magazine out and have a little chit-chat with people. So they're quite light energy, whereas they attract people who are quite preaching, quite virtuous, who are very strong opinions. There's like, I said preaching, didn't I? So they could actually find that they can't have that lovely friendship with their partners. Their partners are quite serious. But obviously it all depends on Jupiter's condition anyway. So, and also because it rules the 10th house, so it's, and their 10th house is in Pisces, it just means that they're very much emotionally connected to their jobs. They get, if Jupiter is in a good condition, they get a lot of satisfaction looking after people. They're quite sort of caring individuals. They will be in that kind of a role. 8th house and 9th house, Capricorn and Aquarius, are owned by Saturn. Saturn ruling the 8th house is good because it gives longevity. Obviously, it still depends on Saturn's condition, but generally long-living individuals. And but also because it rules their 9th house of higher education, father, and traveling abroad, it just means that actually their relationship with their father can be a little bit strained, or teachers, or they could have had changes during their higher education, or they left university early, or didn't get to university, some kind of thing like that. And I think that should be just about it, really. Yes, and their father, because Aquarius is quite a sort of fixed sign, their fathers can be very much set in their ways. This is how I want to do that, because it's very difficult to move, change the mind of somebody who has fixed ideas. So that is a Gemini Ascendant. Gemini Ascendants are fun though, they're into dance, playing games, running. They just love interacting. They love, going to the theatre, having friends over and entertaining. They're very light energied, and they're good fun. And obviously Venus, Mercury, and are their best planets for them. And so Saturn, but although it can cause a little bit of upheaval and changes, but transformation as well, which is not a bad thing. So that's it for today. I shall see you on the next video, which is Cancer Ascendant. Look forward to seeing you then. Thank you very much.